I'm not gonna wait any longer. I'm sick of waiting. It's taking forever. It's taking forever for that thing to play through. It's close enough. It's taking forever. I think I'm just going to begin saying it's time. Because it's time. And so that's enough of that. So, enough of that. Whoop. Maximize. Maximize. Let's see if my jazz music plays. Because I like this jazz music. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And to this stream. Welcome to the stream of. I call it the kitchen sink. It's a kitchen sink because that's an expression, I guess. Of. It's I also was going to call it possibly a potpourri of different things that we could do today. Not really a potpourri because I wasn't sure what to do. There was many things that are on the table of that. And many things on the agenda to... Oh, Concept Creator, thank you so much for the 10 euros. Let me move over to Restream and click that. The potpourri of respect for the amazing efforts. I respect all of the team behind this, working on things. So thank you for that, too. And yes, I hope there's... Yeah, I see that there's a lot of jokes about the sinking of the ship. But yes, it's called kitchen sink because there's. I'm gonna jump around in different models, and I have one thing I want to work on today, definitely, and so we're going to create that, and it's right here in second class on A deck. So I'm gonna try to give you guys a little interesting tidbit about that. So hello everybody from all over the world. I see people. We're doing this on Facebook today. Also, I want to see what it's like on Facebook because we have a bunch of people on Facebook, and we usually just link it on Facebook, but we never actually go live on Facebook. So we're gonna see how it goes on Facebook. So greetings on Facebook. So there's no actual modeling happening in the kitchens today. There's no B-deck kitchens, no B-deck pantry, which is what I did for a while. And there's other people working on the pantries on B-deck. We have a lot of people working on that. So, but for now, I'm going to give you a little... Oh, there's my grandmother. That's my grandmother. My Nana's watching. My grandmother's watching. So everyone be on their best behavior. So, okay. So now we're going to dive right in. And let's get into... one of the things that I left blank for a while, and which is interesting right here. We're on A deck of, I know we're focusing on B deck, but other people are focusing on B deck right now. I don't have to. And yes, this is the second class forward staircase. I know everyone loves second class, and everyone always messages us saying, like, when are you going to release more of second class? When are you going to release anything of second class? Well, we started with first class because that's the grand area of the ship. That's the area of the ship where everyone wants to explore the grand staircases, and that's where we started. But we do focus on second class, and we're ready to get it. We're waiting to get it out. And there are areas of which we don't know a lot of, and one area especially that's and it's only a few photographs of, is actually the second class staircase. And this little area right here, this landing on A deck, there's an elevator which ran through the second class staircase in between right here. This is an elevator shaft, so this is, you can see right here, you go through, there's an elevator shaft that has a bunch of landings right here. This looks like an elevator shaft, but there's no reason for the elevator to open up onto A deck, because there's nothing. It's a blank landing. It's a false landing. There's no reason for the second class passengers to take it from the boat deck right here, where they'd enter on the boat deck for their they would have a promenade on their boat, on the boat deck, on the highest level of the ship, where they get to walk the air. They have that little structure on the boat deck, but they have to go down. Boop, 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 boop. They'd have to pass through A deck, which is basically only all first class. A deck is all of first class. The promenade deck is all for first class passengers mainly. The entire span of the deck is all for first class. So A deck is a blank landing for second class passengers. But however, the aft portion of the aft bulkhead, the aft wall of the second class entrance here has a window. It has a window which looks into. It does indeed look into, but it was a blank painted, frosted. I think it says painted in Titanic sister ship's specification guide. It was a painted window, so you couldn't really see into it. It looked into the fan room that was directly aft of the entrance right here. So there's a fan room. I should have my plans open. Let me quickly open my plans. Bubba. I hope I did it. Hang on while I open my plans. Let me open my plans real quick. Be right back. Okay. So if you can see right here, now I jumped programs. Now here's the second class entrance on A deck. The deck that's just for first class passengers, and you have this little window right here, this tiny little window, this faux window. It's not really a faux window; it's a real window, but it looks into this fan room right here. You have a bunch of electrical fans for ventilation. You have these two fan shafts which run all the way down to the electric engine rooms, but you have this little window right here which provides a little bit of light, because you have 6 sources of light into this room, which in theory brought in light to the fan room, which could bring in some light to the second class entrance on A deck. So we're going to build that. I had a version of this window. I used this window right here, or just a basic but yeah, I made it bigger. A pattern E style. What is this? Pattern E style window. Titanic's windows they were labeled pattern E. I forget what off the top of my head. Based on Harlan and Wolff's. Tommy, that text style. What is that? What is this text style called? Is it this one? It's this one. We created our own font for some things, but I think that one is called Della Robbia BT, which I believe is, I hope it's free, or I have to go, I licensed it, either one. I hope I license it. I'm gonna have to go change everything. So, yes. Now I don't think it's this window. I'm not, and there's no definite on what this window looks like. There's no, idea, what this window looks like. Whoops. So, but the other day on Facebook, because this is where we find a bunch of information on Titanic groups and all over the place that people share information and such. There was a quote-unquote Olympic artifact shared on a Facebook group. I have to import it. So let me do this. I'm gonna import it as an image so we can all see it together. And just to do that, I'm going to hide myself one more time. Maximize. So I don't want to. Here we go. And I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but I'm gonna try it. Okay. So this window was shared on Facebook, and somebody in the UK has this window, and it seems to match a bunch of Olympic fittings. Now it's a very odd window. So what we're gonna we're gonna see what happens with it. The thing that's very peculiar about it is that the dimensions are, it's 2 feet 9 inches wide, and I had made this roughly I had already made this from the get-go that width. I mean, I just imported this, so it's not correctly the same width. So I'm going to create this window to fit in here. Now you can see it has a texture, so you can't see through very easily. And we're going to put it in. Now we know that the window was painted. It says painted window on Britannic, and the Britannic drawing has grills, and it has a round upper window portion, like right here, like this. These little images that you see on the top here, these painted images, are reminiscent of the first class smokeroom somewhat. This somewhat looks like a first class smokeroom window, and we were like, this is the first. No, it's not. It can't be exactly the first class smokeroom. Some of these elements are reminiscent of Titanic paneling around here, so we're going to mess around with this. So let's see. It looks Dutch as well. I'm not sure. We're going to see. I thought it could fit. The thing about this is it could also fit in a cabin as well. And Geo was looking into putting our amazing 3D modeler and researcher was considering putting this into into the old Dutch cabin, because the width right here, 2 feet 9 inches, is what could fit into a yeah, I did, Robin. But I mean, I'm still on the fence. I'm going to try it because this also fits. Jump in, jump around, zoom out, and B-deck, zoom in. It also fits in right here too with these sliding windows. It just fits in between, so it could fit in. It could fit in one of these somewhat. and it looks rather Dutch, I think. So I'm not sure if this. I mean, I'm still on. I don't know if that window could even, if it is an actual window from Olympic, but I like it so far. I'm gonna play with it, and then if I reject it at the end of the day, we'll reject it. Still don't know. The provenance is not 100% there still, but we'll see what happens. We have nothing to go off of really for a lot of it. But the other fittings that the gentleman posted on Facebook for that went along with the window, he posted some. He posted a. I should move my. I gotta move this out of the way because my little this window right here was blocking the chat and I couldn't see anything else that was being said, so I gotta remove that. The other things that he posted along with the window, which were a light switch and some other fittings, definitely matched Olympics fittings, matched Olympics decor. So at least that's where that was definitely. Let me go back to the chat. I can't. Usually I have the options to change the video resolution to be 1080, and it's not letting me go more than 720 today. The Titanic's redesigned first-class smoke room were different. Were huge windows. I wish I could. Well, I can actually. Hang on. I'm gonna hide myself again. Bye bye. Here I am going on a tangent really quick. I have it. I have it. Will I be able to find it? Will I be able to find it in the next 3 minutes? Stay tuned, everybody. I swear, if I organized everything, the game would be finished in like. Oh, I found it. Smoke room. Yeah, I think this is it. If I was able to. Oh, hello, Ben. Hello, how are you? Isn't it late? I think it's late for a lot of people over in the EU. I'm sorry, in Europe. I'm sorry. This is a little bit later. Ignore the sides, but yes, here is I was playing around with Geo's model of Britannic's smoke room, and you can see that this is for rendering in SketchUp. You can see that the windows on in Britannic's smoke room were going to be changed dramatically. So my microphone fell. They were it would not match it whatsoever. Now, why do I have this model? I have no idea. It was not like I was planning on converting it to any other reason for. Oh, everybody's here. Oh, Georg's here too. Not like I was planning on fixing it up to put it into an engine or something. Uh-oh. Spies. Spy, gotta get out of here. Uh-oh. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. I'm being spied on by the master himself. Okay, back to this window. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Back this window. Back this window. Okay. So luckily, when let's say, when will the game be done? That's a question that I think will be asked a lot. It's asked all the time. and I'll try to answer it as I work on creating this, because oh, it would help if I made this darn thing in the correct width, like that. The game, I mean, like, the alpha is coming out Q4, and I know Q4 is going to happen in like 9 days. So that does not mean that we're ready to be like, yay, alpha, here it comes. And the alpha, it consists of the folks of Well Deck B Deck, and yeah, and we have more, we are prioritizing more things than just the a question and answer page, and we have a list. We have many things that we are prioritizing more than a couple of. Oh God, I really wish I could just do that, and I can't in this because I don't have it like correct. So let me do this. Oh, you suck. It's not texture. There we go. Excuse me. There we go. And that's another reason why and that is another reason why at the moment reset precision, why James is not here. We are trying to have people, we are trying to juggle people also living, having jobs, because, you know, all of us, or the majority of us, are still, oh, thank you, Georg, for the €5. I appreciate that a lot. You've given so much support over the years. But like I was saying, everybody here is, everybody on the team are still working hard to survive along with working on the game, and most of them, oh, crying out loud, audio is projected. It's hard for me to do 3 things at once, so there will be no, I don't think, there will be no galley in this. I know it's a kitchen sink, but that was an expression to just say that we're doing a lot of things today, Dylan. 2P9. Well, I might, and, you know, like I said, there's a lot, I'm going to be doing a lot of different things in this stream, so I might jump into the galleys. I don't know. Oh, I'm doing this backwards. Oh, doing this backwards, 3 feet 5. I also noticed that Kyle was awake when Kyle was awake when I started the stream. He messaged me saying, like, Matt, go check Discord, and I was like, I have to go do the streaming stuff, and he said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, for crying out loud. And so I sent him an invite to join this, and he said, I have to go shower first. And so he might, there we go. He might join, I don't know. Oh my God. Oh my God, he heard me. More spies. More spies. And this time Kyle heard me do a Kyle impression. I'm embarrassed. More spies. So, that's fair. You can tell me to shut up. I'm sorry. More spies. Kyle, click that link I sent you, Kyle. You just click that link. Just click that link, and you can join via a voice, and then everybody will love you. Actually, I don't know how that works. But I was trying to explain how, you know, oh my gosh, there's so many spies. So many spies. It's probably like tons of spies. Titanic had spies. I can't even focus on this. This is one of the things that, is this what I wanted to do? Yes, I wanted to do that. No, I didn't. I'd love to have somebody else here so I could try to, model and answer questions and talk about the game, but simultaneously I have someone else explain what I'm trying. 2 inches. Try to explain something as I do it. We're gonna say 2 inches. 2 inches. At least I have my calming jazz music to go along with this. So that I found on YouTube, which is probably not totally free, and so it's probably going to be DMCA. So what we're doing here, Randy, hopefully you're not asking like, what are you doing in life, or what are you trying to do in life? Because I don't know what I'm doing in life. I'm trying to create the Titanic for some reason, and but what we're doing is we're creating a window. I don't know why we picked this window, but it's a window that looks into nothing. It's a little window that was in this. This might be the window that was between a second class dead landing on A deck and the second class forward entrance on promenade deck. And I'll show it again on my plans quickly. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's this little window right here, which is funny because it's a gentleman posted it on Facebook on a Titanic group. It's in his home along with a couple of other clearly Olympic pieces like light switches. And this, he measured it for me, and well, he measured it for us to figure out where it was. And it turned out it was 2 feet 9 inches wide, and I just so happened to always have that window as 2 feet 9 inches wide. And this is, it was just a coincidence. So I thought, okay, wow, that's a coincidence. Let's create it. And what is that window, and where currently it's, oh, I have to go back to that Facebook to figure out where it was. I don't think he gave where that oh, you mean on the ship? It's right here. But I don't know if he gave where he lives. So it's somewhere in, like most Olympic artifacts, and it's hiding in the British Isles. Hey man, would a Butters and Zune window be anywhere other than their special cabins? No, I think no, it would just be in the cabin. So I mean, I also thought it could be a Mutters and Zune. Oh, I have there's so many spies. Now my uncle's watching me. I knew I should have gone on Facebook. I have so many family too. So yes, there's I mean, this is a I thought this could be Mutters and Zune. Like I said, it looks like a special window. I thought it could be a it fits for a old Dutch style window. So at the very least, that's why I'm creating it to possibly look like a cabin fitting or some sort of window. I don't even know if Gio, you're here. Did you model this? Because I gave you the dimensions. We shall see, everybody. We shall see. I was able to get some of the dimensions from the gentleman who shared this on Facebook. I'm going to go back to Facebook, and I was never able to properly tell him what the window was, unfortunately, because we never came to a conclusion at that point. I asked him to, oh, there's so many spies, there's Derek. Hi, Derek. I told him that we needed to properly figure out where the window was on the ship, that we would have to get dimensions, which is true. Which was, oh, Bram, thank you so much for the 10 euros. You love the project, and to see Titanic come alive again, thanks for the amazing work. You're welcome. We're doing our best, all of us here on the team. And this is one of the little bits for it, just one of the small aspects of it that you see happening right here. Just one of the small things. Just one of the little things. And this, I might have lost my train of thought, but yes, this is one of the true things that are needed to figure out anything about if an object actually is from Olympic, Titanic, etc., is to get the dimensions for it. And I told him that we need to, you know, if you say you have a window from Olympic, just like how in, I believe in Belfast, since they say they have, I'm going to create controversy. They say they have tables and sideboards and so many different pieces from Titanic, and I'm sure there are many pieces from Titanic still around in Belfast. But very specifically, they say they have pieces that are way too big for the ship, and that's because we can measure them and think, well, where the heck did these things go? And I don't like that. I'm going to move it down another eighth, and then just make it a fourth. I'm going to say the camera did that. Yeah, it looks like the camera did that. And the size of this is perfect for different areas. So a while ago I was trying to answer a question, but then I had a bunch of spies show up, as I was saying. The alpha of the game is coming out, I'm going to do this for a second, just to see what I have left here. The alpha of the game is coming out Q4 of this year. This year, the Q4 starts, hang on, I got a text message. Or not a text message, a Facebook message. Q4 starts in a couple of days, but that does not mean that we're going to release the alpha in a couple of days. I know everyone wishes we would, but we want to make sure still that everything for the very first alpha release is exactly top-notch as best we can, because if we release anything and stuff goes completely wrong, or if we're not ready, etc., we're gonna have egg on our face, and we're not ready yet. And I know the joke is that THG is, I don't like that. Why'd I do that? That THG is going to release the alpha December 31st, 11:59 p.m. But if that's the case, so be it. But I don't think. But that's not our intention either. But we haven't been able to announce this yet. But we have. This should be 2 1/8, I think. We have a group of. People. I'll say people because I don't want to go into specifics yet. Who are now helping us. It's a what is it called when you have what is it called? A symbiotic relationship? I don't want to. When you have, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. When you have a group of people, yeah, I guess that's what it is. We're helping each other. There's a reason why they're doing it for us for free, basically. It's a they're working on all the areas of the next part of the, I guess quid pro quo was somewhat of it, yes, of the alpha. Or is it 1 point? Is it 1.3? 1.3? 1.3? 1.1? 1.0? I don't know. But they're working on, like, I guess I'll say it. They're working on the restaurant's galley area to get it ready for us. I don't know what's allowed to be said, even though I'm the one in charge. But, okay, I think I have enough to mirror this. Oh, I still never installed my stupid stinking plugins. Okay, I'll do this the old-fashioned way because I'm stupid. Okay, this doesn't make sense. This has to be. This is the camera problems. Because this photo is not done correct. Because this is a photograph, the camera angle's all messed up. I'm gonna go with that. So demo 3 is still the latest demo, yes. Okay, Andre. Yeah, Andre. Let me. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that Andre. Yeah, but I'm just trying to. Andre. Andre. Andre is our code for shut up. Basically, I'm doing this the very old, very archaic way. Let's do it this way, shall we? Yeah. Okay, I like it doing it that way instead. There. Boop, 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 boop. Let's do this as well. And this we're going to do, this is 10.5. This should not take me so long. If Kyle was here talking instead of me, while I focused on this, I'd be done. I was making the joke earlier that if I spent like a few hours organizing all my files, I wouldn't have to spend like a long time searching for things, and the game would be finished. And the same would be said with probably if I was able to focus on this, not trying to not that I'm saying anything wrong with it, just it's hard for me to chew bubblegum and talk at the same time. Let's see. Okay, so there's that, and then I'll add these little divots later, which are basically just Titanic, which are, if you see these little curves right here, I don't have the zoomed in picture, just quick to look at. But we're looking at something that's just, it's somewhere in here. It's basically a curve like this, but not with the little fancy top, which is why I think it's somewhat like the second class. Which is why I think it fits somewhat. I know this is painted white, but you have to remember that it's been 84 years, and I can still smell the fresh paint. You have to remember that it's been a very long time since this has been in situ in the ship. That it's been on a ship, perhaps. So we have to not think about the colors used here. So let's, for the time being, just pretend that this is painted oak. And this needs to be pushed in some. I'm gonna guess that it's probably like 1.5, I don't know. But we've got some weird things going on, we'll fix those. Oh, we've got some weird things going on. Okay. We got some weird things, okay. So right now you can see that it looks very much like one of the, oh, we got more spies. It's not really a spy, but now we have Nicholas, who's here too. who's a historical art director for the game, who's talking about I won't call it mystery window anymore, but still this window that we're discussing. Who has difficulties talking about this window in question. So we're all focusing heavily on this window in question, and because I need to bring it back up, I'm going to just put it in again. Wait. Oh, I have so many textures in here. There it is. I need to see it again. It's ridiculous. I don't remember what it looked like. Okay. I also think it could be, I think it could be, okay. Let's add our little elements du jour. Hang on, let's have autosave. Let's actually put it more into where it needs to belong and figure out, like, ooh. And now, maybe you are wondering, like, why can't we just go down to the ship and look in the wreck? Well, I mean, it's in the stern of the Titanic, and number one, that's highly impossible because it's the stern. The stern wreck is that's just all. It's just impossible. Number two, all windows. Pretty much, I think all window frames on the Titanic are, if they were wood, are gone. So this is gone. If it was on Titanic, they were destroyed. This needs to come out some. They were destroyed during the sinking of the ship. Am I in love with this yet? No. I'm test fitting this by looking at it and thinking about it and just trying to and think about how in the size of it. This is a window from C deck. Actually, that needs to be replaced. But let's. I don't have any windows from. Darn it! Okay, here we go. Because this window doesn't technically need to, is not an exterior window. It doesn't need to follow the I just saw a question that popped up by Jacob. Do you get tired of of thinking about and looking at the Titanic. I mean, it's a daily thing, it's a daily occurrence. I mean, it's a daily occurrence. I look at Titanic and I think about Titanic, and it's I mean, every day there's something somewhat new, and that comes out, something interesting that seems to happen, something that I learned, something that's interesting. There's something that's I mean, like, it's always something you always learn about, and I think that's why it's if it was a subject that was never changing, and then I would imagine that I could just get a little bored with it. I mean, obviously there's days where we have to, like, kind of, everyone takes a break. I don't think I've had that day yet. Yeah, I mean, no, yes, there has been days where I don't do anything Titanic officially, but are the days where I don't think of it at all? No, I have to say no, there's not. Why is it? Wait, why is this one on there? These two should be the same. These two should be together. Oh, they're components. Are they the same component? No, they're not. Okay, but they're unique components. Well, now they're just one. Because they're just gonna oh, you're gonna be that guy, aren't you? Because regardless of if I use this window or not, I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'm going to use a pattern E style window here anymore. I know who you are. I need to. I'm going to email you back. I'm going to send you I need to talk to you more, Jose. I want to send you an invitation to something. I want to have a nice conversation. If that's you, I want to have a nice conversation with you. I think so. So yes. So that just excited me. Spies everywhere. So regardless of this window, which I'm not in love with yet, I do think I'm going to just I do think I'm going to bring the chair rail to here. Whoops. Because I think it's cleaner that way. And I'm not sold on this window anymore. The mystery window, the Olympic. So the kitchen sink, we might jump to something else in a second. I want a pie. I mean, I mean, it could still be, because this is a window that, I went through a wall. This is a window that doesn't need to go, it doesn't look out into a, that's a weather deck. It doesn't need to be a window per se, just like looks out into the exterior. So it doesn't have to be one of the windows like down here or up here. It could be this window that we see, which is more of a decorative window, which is why it looks somewhat like the interior windows for the, I'm going to hide myself, maximize, which is why it looks like one of the interior windows for, let's see if I can find it quick again, the first class smoke room. Oh, for crying out loud. Which I'll show you guys. Titanic and ships. Oh, Olympic, first class. Oh wait, it's on deck. Hang on. Is this what I want? I think this is what I want. I don't know if this is what I want. So, hello. So, I mean, these windows are, you have the protective windows, and you have the windows that are more decorative inside. And, I'm still on the fence with many things. See, there's similar elements right here. We've got little you've got little painted on biddies. You got little painted on biddies. Hang on, I'm gonna hide myself one more time. I'm gonna bring up 2 windows. Okay, side by side. Now the glass, this is most definitely Flemish glass. Boop, boop, boop. We can't find it that quickly. There. Oh, darn it. But I can't find, but this is, I'm gonna move on to a different thing in our, maybe I can find something else down here in the second. Oh, I know, I'm gonna add a radiator real quick. I'm gonna add a radiator real quick. I've added it the wrong way. There's another radiator down here. This radiator right here connected to this radiator right here. How do I know that? Because they didn't finish. I see a pipe going right here that wasn't finished yet. I'm not sure if it was exactly the same, because this is very long. There's a lot to go through. I mean, you have the door frames. But there is a photograph right here on C deck. And you can just see a skinny pipe right in front of all this. And the skinny pipe, they would put in front of, you'd have to step over these skinny pipes. So, there is a unique, there is a skinny pipe sticking out. And so there is a heater which connects to the heater that was probably right here. This is a heater, by the way, a floor heater. And it would connect to the heater that's right here. This is where the, here, I'll bring back the library. Or the base of the library. Come on. Why can't I bring, oh yeah. There's the library. You can see the library's, this is also floorboard heating, baseboard heater right here. This is a decorative brass fret which hides steam heating pipes. And I gotta change this. I gotta change all that. This is oh, I can change that. This is a mistake. A mistake. Oh, where am I? I'm lost. Help me. There we go. Let's do that right now. I'm gonna change that first. My hatch is not correct. My hatch is wrong. I don't even know why I'm doing this part, because I don't do the exterior, but I think I just have this for the sake of having things. I don't do exterior things. I think because I don't want it to be special, but exterior is not my zone of forte. Goodbye. I will remove my cargo hatch so I don't need to see it, even though I know it's there. And I only have that much of a cargo hatch, and then I will connect you. And then I will add this on Olympics later. Olympics later. After Titanic sank, Olympics later. What English is that? After Olympics sank, this set of window, this window, right? These two sets, this sets of window right here and right here, became, they closed it off and created a water tape bulkhead right here, and I incorporated that. Thinking that's how it was originally done because there's a cargo hatch there, but that's not the case. It has to be a regular window. So let's fix that to be a regular window. So I think I just have to bring this over. I wish I had a floor. I only had a brain. Hey, carpet. And I think I can just... I can. I'll bring this back over. And I have to change the axis because the walls are slanted. And then I can plop it down right there, delete it. Everything exploded right here. I'm going to do this and this. And then we do this, delete, and delete there. Okay. Aha, it brought me windows. Why is that like that? I want that to be like this. What's going on here? Do I have oh my word. I have a issue here. Reverse faces. Okay, let's fix that. It's fixed. Okay, now I have windows which actually look out into the promenade deck. The enclosed promenade for the second-class passengers. Tunnel vision. And now I'm going to do a little trick here because everything's angled. The entire let me zoom out. If you can see here, there is the bulkhead for the entrance and the library is on a slant. It follows the hull of the ship. Going to my plans. It's on a slant. It follows the hull. It follows the hull of the ship. So it's not 90 degrees. It follows this slant of the ship. So to get these windows in the right place, we're going to do a little trick with this line. There we go. Now they're in the right place automatically. And we're going to just use them. No, we're not, because I don't have the mirror tool, because I didn't install all of my. We didn't install all of my plugins. So we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way again. This. There we go. I'm going to send a message to somebody because I want an image that I want to show us all in the chat, or I want to show us all on stream and for this area, but I have it on my phone. I save things that I see online, and it's relevant to what we're working on right now. It's actually more relevant to the promenade out here, and because this is a second-class enclosed promenade on C deck, and I want to find this photograph of, what is it, Doric? I'm not sure which ship it is. But when I find the photograph, it will tell me which ship it is. Where's my... Oh, it's on the other side. There's a vent that goes there. If I find the photograph. I know I have the photograph on my phone. I have a folder on my phone of photographs of just Titanic related ships and such that I need to have offhand. There's a bunch of passengers, there's some artifacts, there's Belgianland. I almost said the Belgianland, and I don't like calling ships the ship name. That's like saying that there's the Matt the Winkler. There's some passengers again. There's Olympics well deck, which is almost applicable. There's Olympics Candelabrum. Oh, there's May Fracatelli. There's Laurentic. Where are you? There's Carpathia. There's Adriatic's thingamajig. There's Britannic Olympic. Okay, I didn't find it. I'm gonna find this because because the exterior. If you've ever seen, let me try to zoom out so you're not just staring. I'm multitasking. Where's Kyle? The exterior of the well deck is right here. So this is where, I mean, the actual well deck, the aft well deck is right here. You have the cargo crane that's right here. You have, you know, this is where you, I don't have a door into the well deck that goes right into the, there's a door that's right here. I don't have that in here yet because that's, it's not my area, per se. So I didn't want to put the door in. I want everyone else to be able to match it up exactly. Poo. So I want, but the well deck has what we call in the biz a dado. A dado is the upper portion of the bulkhead is painted white, and the lower portion of the bulkhead is painted a type of tan, chocolate brown, whatever you want to call it, light brown. And there is a ship. Is it my Facebook? Is a ship. Oh, that I saw, and it was advertising it was the third or second class enclosed promenade, and it was very similar to Olympics or Titanic. Ooh, got some windows that are just sticking out right there. Oh yeah, I wanted to replace them with that, but again, I don't do exterior stuff. Where in the world is this? I saw it the other day and I thought, oh yeah, but this enclosed promenade on this ship had the dado in it, just like how I wondered if would Olympic/Titanic's enclosed second class promenade have the dado as well, which I think, oh yeah, it should, because it's still technically a deck. And oh, I found it. Nico, I'm sending it to you. It was Laurentic. It was Laurentic, everybody. Hold on, everybody. Oh no, I can do it over here. And actually, pause. And the forward on D deck, the third class open space had a a dado, and that was a I'm sorry that's so small. That's just how it was when I saved it, and I don't know whose copy it was, and I don't know, and I can't recall where I got it from, but yes, the enclosed open space. Yes, the enclosed open space on D deck had a dado. Here's the dado. So you have the upper portion is white, the lower portion is painted the brown, the tan, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to fight, whatever color it is. And you can see right here that this is very similar to what we have right here with benches. Well, they had different type of, according to the Britannic Specification guide, it's not these kind of benches. They say wooden slatted benches, I believe. And pipes overhead, and you can see right here they have a scupper and waterway right here, and there are sliding windows alongside. So and they have the very small windows overlooking. So this in handrails and entrances to a companionway. So this is very reminds me very much so to this area of the ship. So I believe, and regardless of what area we're working on, since the open space on D deck had a dado, and that had wood decking, and Scotland Road had a dado, and that had decking. I see no reason why this area shouldn't have a dado, and it has decking, and right out here it has a dado, and this is on Z deck and should have a decking, and it has decking. So I see that this should have. So I would give this a dado, which is annoying because this entire area of This is not for me to. This is not for me to add a dado. This is for Kyle and other exterior modelers to eventually model properly, matching up with the interior modeler, interior models, to create the dado, because I've done some weird SketchUp modeling stuff to create. And look, especially there's some really weird stuff going on right here in SketchUp. What is this? What was that? So yeah, thank you for letting me tangent on that. I think this is a couple of things that I want to check with. Are the doors, the shell doors, and the grates, to see if how they were painted. See if they match the dado. See if that means if there was a dado or not. So yeah, I don't think we'd be able to see if there's a dado or not, because there's no photographs in this area. There's photographs of, the closest photograph we see of this area is Olympic in 1912, right after the disaster of the congressional inquiry, looking around at the deck of Olympic, and they're on the upper decks of Olympic, and you can see into the windows on C deck, but you can't see anything because these windows are only they only show the upper portion of the bulkhead. What plugins, SketchUp plugins, am I using? I recently changed computers. I recently have a new computer, and so I need to. Kyle sent me a bunch of plugins for SketchUp, but I haven't put any of them back in yet. So I need to get them all back in, because I keep going back to click them, and I don't have any of them. Let me tell you how much I just missed the mirror plugin, more than anything else. The mirror plugin and the ones that would just allow me to chamfer and the chamfering one. I forgot what it was called. Those are the ones that are very useful when you're trying to create something that's when you're trying to create like carvings such as this, like millwork. Yeah, that photo. Oh, more spies. Yeah, that photo. Is there no dado in that photo? But I wonder what else we could do in here. This area. This is the D-deck landing. Oh, is it? Yeah, round corner is the one I think I'm talking about, which essentially creates like a chamfer for It creates chamfer and edging. Nope, I started with SketchUp back in 2007 when it was still Google, and it was a folly. It wasn't a folly. I've done things with it that were difficult. Let's see. Oh, down here I need to change a lot of things. This hasn't been touched since we've started working on a bunch of stuff. Hello, old things. Hello, old stuff. Okay, so here's something that we can try to do some modifications with. Oh, I even have a small boarding entrance right here. Oh, this is way back old. Okay, so tracks of White Star Line steamers. This was EDEC. Everyone, stop getting excited. Stop getting excited. Because I'm about to ruin everybody's day. More or less. I need an archway. What are some of the other things I've modeled besides Titanic? Well, it's still EDEC, but it's not going to be as pretty as this. What have I modeled besides EDEC? Besides Titanic, I've modeled some. I modeled some things I 3D printed for a cosplay once. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. That's trouble. I'm gonna jump to my plans. Okay, I see what I did for the plans. Let's see what we do. Okay, so I have an archway right here. Sorry. I'm going to mention the meme that I saw once before, is that 80% of 3D modeling is just rotating around the model and looking around instead of actually modeling. Shouldn't the mast be poking through one of those landings? Yes, that is, the mast does poke through the B deck landing into the C deck landing, but that's in the aft second class entrance, and this is the forward second class entrance, so you are correct. But there is a second second class entrance, and that one is further aft, and that's where the mast is. Oh, it's right there. So we have that in the that one is actually, well, it's temporized in the engine, and you can see that in one of our I'm going to YouTube, one of our tour videos. Don't play. You can see that in where are you? I think that's there. You can see that in one of in this video that I just posted quickly. You can see that mast cutting through B deck into C deck. So yeah, I believe you were thinking of a pretty famous photograph of the Titanic's, or Olympics, excuse me, second class after entrance where the mast goes through. I gotta go to my plans. I'm going to hide you guys. I don't want to show that area yet. I think I know that it's already 20. Okay. I was wrong. Thought I went to the plans. So I'm going to, so what I did originally is I made the area too pretty. I made the area too Titanic, as I say sometimes. We have there's a oh, how do I have this? Do I have this like, oh, I see. 1/4. We have this weird predisposition that Titanic has to be the most luxurious ship in the world in all aspects because she is the Titanic. I know that sounds ridiculous, and that means that there needs to be no exposed steel. Everything has to be nice woodwork, etc., etc., etc. And 1.25, and that just is not the case half the time, and that goes for first class and second class. It's the way of, I did that wrong. It's the way that it is all over the ship, and so we yeah, it's so right here, this is the entrance to the ship on E deck for second class passengers if they're boarding the starboard side. Usually they would board actually back up here on this right here. There's two shell doors. You can see them right here. And C deck on Southampton. So this entrance isn't used too often, which is why I'm now making it a little less ornate. So this I'm putting a large big arch here, which I believe these three arches, one arch, two arch, three arch, are mentioned in Olympics auction catalog, and this is now going to be all steel until the side of the ship with the shell door and two portholes right there. So for now, I'm just going to remove and lose all this. So I just saw a question, what are you doing, from Danielle. What are you doing about the paintings that were on board? And I believe you were talking about, or you're referencing, Danielle, correct me if I'm mistaken, I'm assuming, you are referencing perhaps, unless you mean any, like I said, specific paintings, the ones that you'd find, because these are the ones that just come to my mind. There are paintings specifically in the first class grand staircase and first class entrances, which were on the decks, or on the half landings. You have on the grand staircase, you have on the very top level on the boat, between the landing, between boat deck and A deck, you have the, what is right here? Okay, you have honor and glory, you have the clock. I won't say honor and glory, you have the clock. And below that, on the next half landing, down on each one, you have a painting. There's other paintings on board, some in cabins, reading and writing room. You have one over the mantle in the first class smoke room. That one is a very specific painting done by, which was done by an artist who was well known. And the painting was well known, and the painting was redone by his son later on in life. Olympics painting survived, and it's still to this day it's in Southampton. But the paintings on the grand staircase were done in-house, we assume, because Olympics painting survived, and there's no signature, there's no mark at all by any artist. We assume they were just done by painters for Harlan and Wolff. Harlan and Wolff had painters departments, and we just think that they were done by the painters in Harlan and Wolff. And so they were just done. They weren't done on canvas. They were done on oak panels, just like these oak panels right here. So they were just the paintings were just painted on wood, just like here. And for those, we one of our most talented artists on the team, who was spying in the stream earlier. Geo Castro had painted life-size versions of them, and he I believe there was one. I'm counting them in my head. One aft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 of them. I think there's 7 of them. 7 paintings. In question. Geo has painted them all from the boat deck all the way down to E deck. There's 7 of them. 6 forward and 1 aft, I believe, of the paintings, and he's painted them all. There's most of the time the subjects are of Italian, there's landscapes. They're of landscapes. Don't ask me to tell you offhand what they are. They are just like, are they? I don't know. The Impressionist. I forget. I don't know. But they are. There is one portrait of a man from Olympics auction catalog. The rest are all just, there's some nymphs from Olympic bathing. There's one that has it's very whimsical scene of a what is it, like the thing from Narnia, like spying on some nymphs bathing. I don't remember. It's kind of it's an interesting painting. I think that's the one I saw. I'm not sure. And then there's one on the boat deck that's painted in a oh, there's also one of flowers and some fruits, I think, on D deck. So yeah, there's some variation in the paintings, and Geo has painted all of them. What is your favorite part of the game so far? And you also asked Teresa. Well, are we going to be allowed to escape on lifeboats during the sinking mode and we're just about to sink? We know that everybody is hoping for a mode where the game sinks, and this is Titanic, and it's impossible to have any sort of game where Titanic doesn't sink. And for the longest time, we've talked about having. I want to have this one right here. We've been saying that we're going to have. Our scope has been quite big, and that's been something that everybody on the team has always talked about. And you can't just say that it was one person's dreams or aspirations. It was everybody on the team hoping for the biggest and grandest visions for this game. But to do that, we needed to have a large investment besides just what we were capable of. And I have to move this over here. And we are aiming for, right now, as we keep saying, just to finish excuse my French, the damn boat, which is still just an undertaking in itself. And then we're going to focus on, and it's not just the boat, it's still telling the stories of those who are on the boat through different means. James's log entries, different visual cues, and a lot of different storytelling elements, which aren't super crazy. But we have to tell the sinking. We want the sinking as part of Titanic's story somehow, and we want to find. I wonder if I can sneak this too. And we want to, and that's just something down the pipeline eventually. Yeah, I think I figured out how to do that. So we're not ignoring the sinking, but we know that there are things that we need to focus on first. Like the sinking's always in our head because we have a Titanic video game that we want to do, guys. We can't just say, here's the Titanic. It can't sink. We did the Britannic one, and it had the most basic sinking known to man on it, where you just watched the ship sink, or you were able to just stand on the exterior while the ship sank. And at the very least, out of everything, we're hoping that you can just watch the exterior sink in a real time, just like, you know, because since that's something that we seem to be capable of, at the very least. But let us allow you to experience the Titanic first. Let us give you this museum. Let us... Why is that a fourth of an eighth of an inch over there, but over here it's flush? Oh no, it's just right there. Okay. So now I've removed all the paneling from... Is VR still an option? We'll have VR, but I believe we won't have it initially for the very first alpha release for a bit. This is, if anyone's wondering why there's a little opening right here, that is a fire hydrant. There's a fire hydrant right there. A drop for a fire hydrant. So there's a spigot. Hopefully I can delete that. And I can delete most of this. I can delete all of this over to like right here. Because this is going to change to steel. So this is the now re-envisioned, like I said, all this right from here to here is steel. And the question is, my friends, do we have is it tile from? Is it stop being tile, and is it tile from here? Or is this is? No, it's still tile. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? They did tile with steel. Am I silly? I'm silly. I'm silly. Yes, I'm shocked too. Childish child. I mean, I have to explain this every time, and I'm not saying this as a negative, but I mean, the game. When we had a search for volunteers, and we still had people volunteering, which we're very grateful for. We request that the volunteers work mainly in Maya, because the engine. Unreal Engine 4 currently, soon to be Unreal Engine 5, we have to convert the models, these SketchUp models, here they are, ooh, earthquake on the Titanic, they get converted from Unreal, excuse me, I apologize, from SketchUp to Maya before they go in, and usually the person who does that is on our team is Kyle, and it takes a process. And there's two of us who model Titanic's interiors in SketchUp, and we are there's three of us who do a lot of did a lot of modeling, and who didn't go to school for it or anything, but we're first and foremost Titanic. I would say we're Titanic we want to be, or we are, I don't know, I'll say they are, we're Titanic historians, so we wish to study Titanic, and oh, there's so many spies here, I see a Betsy, there are many Titanic spies here, and, but yes, no, I've been saying it the whole time whenever I see somebody I know, don't worry, And we wanted to recreate Titanic. So we back in the day when this wasn't planned to be a video game, I just picked this up because I was planning on going into architecture, and this was a free program that worked with my oh, look at that. I might use this panel over here. Shoink. This might, yeah. I don't want to shoink it like that though. Yes, but sorry. You know what I'm gonna do instead? Because I can't talk at some time, but like I was, okay, I'm gonna, no. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to delete this. But, I apologize, let me continue my whole story about Titanicing. But, right, yeah, my only goal was to, recreate Titanic. I wasn't planning on, there was no intention to, there, I did do it. I did do what I wanted to do, but I had no intention to create a video game, so when, other individuals who knew what they were doing with video game stuff were, starting to import it into first CryEngine and everything, I got super excited and I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm here for the ride. You know, I just knew what the ship was supposed to look like, just like how I'm not trying to put anyone else down who knows what they're doing, like Geo, you know, like, but we're good at what we're. I guess I'm not trying to bolster myself either, but you know, we're good at what we do and know, so we know what the ship looks like and how it should appear, which is why we are using the programs that we're using, and we explain it to people, I guess, with our programs. But you should. And Geo focuses on rendering things, which are amazing in SketchUp. But his SketchUp models, along with my SketchUp models, need to be converted to fit properly into Unreal Engine. Oh, hello, Jill. I didn't even see you pop in. I don't believe in the display, Mate, anymore. That display isn't listed. Well, actually, I don't know. I see it over there. Like, it's trying to be there. It's trying to be there. The joke, don't worry. See, the joke with the spying is I said that the first spy was my grandmother who popped in, and then my uncle popped in, and then Kyle popped in. So the spies were, and then a bunch of researchers popped in. So it was just, I was saying that the spies were people that I knew. So don't worry. I'm not saying that people are spying anything. Nobody panic. Everybody calm down. It's okay. It's just, I'm not being paranoid or anything. Don't worry. So the question of the day is that this. I'm gonna show you guys a thing. This is annoying. Bye bye. Let's see. Okay. What am I looking for? Titanic specification guide. Okay, let's see. What is it? What page is it on? Page 33. Oh, never mind. What the heck? I thought we didn't know this. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, everything I just did, I'm changing, but I'm gonna redo it. So, I only can fit one of these. There's an illuminated picture on E deck in this area of the ship, and I think it's just chilling right here. That's my space for it. I mean, I could go. I mean, it could go here. Now that I look, and this is the benefit of having it in a 3D space. It could. I don't know. I don't think it's a double, like the one in. Well, it's in the 1911 specification guide. I thought it wasn't, but it is in this 11 specification guide. That's why I just went to go look up. Or are you saying they got rid of the display in the 20s? So that's why but I don't know. I'm gonna create. Well, the display has to stand out. I had a big discussion with Bill Sauter about this. He's pretty adamant that the display has to stand out. So, if you don't think the display stands out, you have to. Oh, I just deleted it. You have to take that up with the man himself. He thinks it's hot. He thinks that the lighting behind it is very hot. There's a form of ventilation that has to happen with it, and it has to go against a steel bulkhead, which pretty much means it's either this, which is this one, or this one, because I think there's a large web right here. And I know there's no clock on E deck. I also think I believe I don't remember this one exactly. I think I think we discussed that if White Star picked one or the other, they would have picked. Oh, and I can't remember. I don't want to say anymore. We discussed which one of the two that White Star would pick over the other if they could only display one. And I can't recall which one he said, so I'm not going to say anymore. But the reasoning behind it would not be in the bulkhead, like flush, because there's very little space for the paneling, is because obviously because they are basically lino lights back here, I guess, is what he said, and you need a certain amount of space for the heat to disperse, and and he said that there needs to be some adequate ventilation. Oh, that's a good question from Chris. Why the work down in E isn't your current focus on B? Our current focus is on. Oh, let me click it. Our current focus is on B deck, indeed. Yes. The area that's bar soap. The yes. The area that is being worked on next is I mean, the exterior of the ship is not my area, for one. I There's some spoilers about the next area that that's areas that are being worked on presently by some individuals. We have a lot of volunteers who are working on those areas. I mostly work on things to flesh out the research details before passing it along to make sure to other more talented modelers, I guess. So, like, I would pass along this model of the entirety of the second class entrance, which includes B deck right here. Oops, right here. Yeah, right here, which is actually done. I mean, it doesn't look like it's done, but there's no B deck smoke room because we have that pretty much all modeled totally. The paneling and the furniture, thanks to Geo. Again, we've had that model for a long time. I would hand off this area of the ship, which has railings left to do, which are very difficult to make. Curved railings, I can't make those in SketchUp. To somebody else to create and model properly. That's it. The next area, once we finish the finishing the interactivity, if that's a word, in the programming side of everything on the forecastle, is to go into the first part of the interior of B deck. Let's jump to plans for a second. Get out of here. I don't need you anymore. We have to go into this area, which is all the same cabins. So there's going to be a lot of like repetition, and it's going to be a lot of tedious just placing furniture around again and again and again and again, just copy pasting. And I'm looking forward to seeing this whole process just be a snowball of just like, oh, everything's the same. But you know, once we have the same wash basin. We already have this modeled. Kyle modeled it a long time ago. Once we have it all properly programmed for the doors to open, the taps to turn, and the water to come out and everything, we can just move it right here, and then 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 move it right here, and copy it right here, and copy it right here, and copy it right here, and the same with this bed, and the same with this bed, and the same with this bed. And the same with this dresser, and the same with this dresser. And so everything's going to just, for this area, it's just going to avalanche to be complete. And then we have people who are working on this zone right here, and we already have this zone completed, and this zone completed. And we'll have this area avalanched. We already have this area right here pretty much completed, just needs some things to interact with and dated. We need to update this area a little bit, but for the most part it's finished. This area right here, the boarding entrance, just needs interactivity and finalizing and such. The corridors right here connecting have to be redone a bit. The biggest headache of this area is already modeled. This needs to be put into the engine and stuff and finalized. And this area right here is pretty much all modeled. So you can see the biggest headache coming. And these are also all these little cabins right here, these interior cabins. are all the same and all will be included with this little snowball effect of for all these right here. The biggest issue is going to be, these are the same too. These right here are simple cabins. These aren't period cabins. So the biggest issue is going to be getting all of the period cabins ready to go because they're modeled. Geo has modeled them. We have to then get them ready to go for into the engine, because into the engine is converting them from rendering models into game-ready assets, and as you can see, there's many different styles of cabins. There's quite a few different styles of cabins, and that's the hassle. So that's why we're jumping from here to here. We have all this to fill, and this is going to be a fun while. But the good thing is that all these cabins right here will help flesh out these cabins down here and down here, and woof, it's going to be a long time. Which cabin? What cabins are you talking about? Turn the research on the beta cabins upside down. You scare me when you say that. So. I hope they fly by. We'll see if they fly by. In theory, I think a lot of things should fly by. But you know, in theory, things should always fly by. But I never think things will fly by. I'm going to create a single version of this. I'm gonna create a single version, which I think I already created once before for the for the forward D deck. Oh, if you're on the assumption that the forward cabins had a Sheraton style, I will fight you to the death. I think the hardest style of cabin to mod, well, I mean that's up for Geo the Genius to answer, but I would imagine furniture with a spline style, anything French, and majority of cabins are French in style. Anything Louis, maybe Louis the, oh no, maybe Louis the, is Louis the 14th? Is it Louis the 14th in oak? Is that the mystery style cabin, which is not photographed, I believe? Yes, I think it is. I believe that's the cabin style that's not seen or heard of. Ugh, that's gross. I think that one might be technically the hardest style cabin due to its perplexity of what it should be like. I mean, we can make a fair, educated guess, I would say, because due to the fact that we have a Louis XIV style sitting room. Be really great if I had a mirror tool right there, but alas, I don't. It would take me forever to figure out how to make a cup of coffee, a coffee cup and blender. So don't worry. Oh, I shouldn't do it with this present. Oh no, what did I do? Okay. Okay, let's see. This is better. This is what I need to do. Okay, let's see. Sheraton is not love. Oh dear, I hit the zoom out. See? Okay. This looks like a giant old television, like, console or something. like a projection TV. I'm aging myself. That used to be like the big thing in the 90s. That's what this looks like to me. Like, this looks like a giant, like, projection television set. Okay, so there's a single television and there's a double television. So we're at a big box, like, electronics store, and would love to see all your plugins ready by next stream. Very entertaining. Thank you, Parker. I appreciate the $10. Maybe I'll title the next stream like Matt has his plugins ready. Let's go. I literally have like a plugins pack that Kyle sent me, so it has even more plugins than I'm used to. So oh heck, let's just do this for the time being. I don't even know. I have to. Yeah, I'm going to. I'll figure out why. I thought I installed it correctly. Like, you know, I'll admit the plugins pack was a torrent, so I don't know what Kyle sent me. I'll have to like go. Maybe I'll just go back and look at my plugins list from past like screen captures I had. So let me center this here. I don't even know. I once put this here before, a long time ago. Oh, sorry everybody. And I didn't like it. The torrent pack, I mean the plugins pack was a torrent. I can say that because it was a bunch of plugins. I don't want to start modifying the bulkheads around it. See, I don't think they would just put it right there because usually they put like, that's not true. Get over here. I'm still inclined to put it over here because it's one of its. I actually think, I think it would be like right here. This is where I have it on my plans presently. Goodbye. This is where I always had it. I mean, the hydrant will be like accessible under here. The hydrant on the plans is right here, like on the. I can't move the hydrant. The hydrant has to chill right here. It's on the piping plan, like right here. He's got to be right here. So he's got to be like right here. So there's got to be an access panel to the hydrants. So yeah, that's why I was hesitant for that. This still could be. Let's move up. Right here, this is B deck, and you can see I have a lot of openings. Wait, are they hidden? I don't know. Where are they? Well, I'll find them someday. But on B deck, these aren't windows. These are openings for model electrical distribution panels. This is the switchboard panels. There's a lot of switchboard panels hidden right here in the panelings. So they look like, if you see a photograph of Olympics B deck level, which there is a photo of like right here. You'll see. I don't know why I just started pointing at my screen. You'll see illuminated overhead signs that say elevator and smoke room right around here. You'll see doorknobs or cabinet knobs all around right here, and you'll see a clock above. But there are cabinets for electrical distribution panels. This is a big hub for the wiring, and there's wiring that runs overhead, hidden in these two overhead trunks for the ship. So this is where a lot of the wiring is, because the wiring for the entire ship runs down these two vent shafts to the electric engine room. There are two, I call them famous vents, because, do I have it? No, I don't. That's not my desktop. I thought my desktop was Olympic from her stern, but I just changed it to the Olympic from the bow. This vent right here. Here we go. This is probably the best thing I should show you. This vent right here on the aftermost side of the second class entrance, on the forward second class entrance. This vent right here, this vent shaft runs all the way down to the electric engine room, which I don't have a drawing for the electric engine. So, but what they did, they utilized this vent shaft. All the wiring for the ship also runs up this vent shaft as well on this side right here, and then goes out throughout the ship. At least most of the wiring does. So you have wires running up along this side right here. So you'd also have ladders to access the wiring throughout the shaft, which is why I don't think I should have ladders right here. I don't think it's an escape. Bye-bye. But and oh my god, I deleted everything. Let's calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. Let's calm down. Calm down. Luckily there's a thing called autosave, but okay. There we go. Yes, but yeah, it goes all the way down to the electric engine rooms, right here. That's where this vent shaft goes down to, and it goes all the way down to the electric engine room. So, you have electrical distribution panels, and these panels could also be in front of the elevators on any of the other decks, but we don't see them because there's no other photographs of this wall, this bulkhead, anywhere else. So I don't think that this nice map slash cutaway of the ship would be blocking this area right here. So I'm going to move it over to here, and I'm going to move our friend the hydrant over as well. But to quickly fix a few things, I'm going to move him over again, where I'm personifying things. And I'm going to stretch this back over. Let's see what I have for here. I want to say it's 3 or 4. 2.5. There we go. Now we can center this. After we do this. This music reminds me of Christmas. It's a little early, but I just wanted... There's not a ragtime... Sorry, there's not a ragtime or classic... I couldn't find a ragtime or classical station that's live playing fast off the top of the moment, which is what I searched for quickly. So I thought, okay, this nice little jazzy music will work. Since I know everyone wanted ragtime, and last time I played ragtime, I let it play, and I unfortunately picked a station afterwards that didn't sit well with us with copyright. And if anyone wants to watch this afterwards, which people do, people always say, "Can I rewatch the stream?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." They were not able to rewatch that stream, so I thought, "Oh, that's not good." Whoops, that one didn't work out. Let's try. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to delete a few things. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to bring it into the... Oh, it's very quiet, I guess. Hang on. I didn't want to be overpowering. But I wanted there to be a little bit of music. I wanted to be a little bit of music tonight. I wanted there to be jazz for our jazz evening on Titanic kitchen sink. Of course, I turn up the music, and that is what gets me the copyright strike. The name of the music is slow jazz, lounge music, lounge night jazz, smooth love jazz. It says if you want to know what the name of the music actually is, Shazam it. So it's one of those live channels that just plays music all night long. It's just slow jazz, literally slow jazz. And it's like, okay, that won't be intrusive. Welcome to station KMGY. I need to like start smoking cigarettes to get that lower voice register or something. Or I have to be awake for another like 48 hours to get to the real slow. Okay, this I'm going to copy and delete. So I want to bring it into something else, but this I'm going to bring over here, and now move over to here. There's a method to my madness. 2.5. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Maybe there's not a method to my madness. Oh, yes, there's no method to my madness. 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 What did I say this was? This is 2.5, let's be 1.5, and there we go. And then we'll put this over to 3 inches, and then, oh, Shane, thank you. Shane, I appreciate that. If second class deserves a lot more love, it's true. All of my favorite rooms on board are located in second. If only this. Oh, good question. I did see this question pop up before, and I didn't answer it. I'm sorry. I think it was from Alex. If only the B deck landings will be in the free alpha, how will you block off the other staircase landings? And this is applicable to not just second class, because there are multiple staircases that need to be blocked off. There's this thing called the Grand Staircase that there is multiple landings of, and we only intend to include originally the A deck landing. I mean the B deck landing. There will be Derek spoiled it for me. Yeah, we don't intend on blocking them off. We had this idea of somewhat just leaving them being unfinished to a point where you just can't get through to the unfinished areas. So imagine you're trying to access what you want to get higher up, but you get to A deck, but then you realize, oh, I can't get any further. There's no stairs here, or there's no steel here, or there's steel here, but there's no deck here. There's no paneling here, so it's paneled off because it's under construction. So we are looking for. We're not going to just hide it off with like, which we did in the past with. We were very cheeky about it. We blocked it off with crates and paint barrels and furniture, which is every game studio. I really wish I had the mirror tool. It's every game method of blocking something off, or just invisible walls. We're going to block it off with a real world. Dang it, I did the wrong axis. A real world way of doing it, and that is that ship's under construction. There's legit no way to access this area until the ship is finished. So I held a Patreon only stream. Uh-oh, I just mentioned that there used to be Patreon only streams. I'm gonna get in trouble. When we had I was creating essentially B deck without any paneling. I was creating B deck forward without B deck. Thank you, Derek. Without B deck without any of the walls, with just the steel, with just the columns, with just the girders, and I did this backwards. And it was like the whole ship, because the ship is still sitting at Belfast, and it's not taking place. Oh, I gotta do a lot more things with this. It's not like it was before with our alpha, where it took place on April 1st. I don't think we've picked an actual date when this alpha takes place. So we want to have it so that the ship in each alpha release. Andre, I don't know yet. You'll see. We have some methods. We have some like storytelling methods for like completing the ship, and I do think I want to stop what I'm doing right here. That's a good point. That's why Domi was modeling deck plates. Yes, I mean the deck plates are off. Also, you also see deck plates on. I mean, for instance, you'll see the D deck plates right here, since you'll see them on the reverse side. You'll see them flipped to a point. And oh, Jill, thank you so much for the 5 USD. It's very much appreciated from the team, and I hope you enjoyed watching everything. You'll see the deck plates throughout. It's a very nice detail, and with Unreal Engine 5, those details will be seen. I don't want to finish with that. 2 degree. Yeah, that's where. No, that one's aft. There's also you can't see it here because, oh wait, I do. You can see it here. I do have a little bit of the aft entrance. There is there are distribution panels here as well for the other entrances in the other parts of the ship. This will be an electrical distribution panel. It's missing all of its switches and fuses right here, but they go clicky clicky, and there would be let me show you one real quick. Let me show you one. Goodbye. If it is the 1st of April, Matt, seriously, if it is April 1st, some practical jokes. We had some. Oh yeah, we'll never know what D-Deck looks like. If there's any people out there who knows where to find the D-Deck Well, actually, any D-deck iron plans, just will love you forever. Yes, all all electrical distribution panels spark. It is a rule that Kyle has created. Um, they must spark now, always, and forever. Byron. So this is a photo in question that I forget whom in the chat brought up earlier. I'm sorry, but this is the mast going through the B deck and the C deck levels of the aft second class entrance, and you can see it right here. It's just going cutting through this like a big old eyesore, and here's the entrance to the library right here. You gotta walk through it and be like, oh, excuse me, sorry, pardon me, I'm just trying to go through to get into the library, and I've walked into this giant tube. And over here, hiding in a corner, this is a vent right here. This is hiding a vent shaft. That's why there's a weird outcropping right here. But this right here also hiding is, you can just barely see it, is an electrical distribution panel right here. This is a little panel that you can see a hinge right here, and this is where a handle would be to swing it open. But right here is an electrical distribution panel, and this is where the band plays. And this is you can also just catch a glimpse of where a heater grill would be for a steam pipe. This is where you can see the mesh right here. Can you see them over here? No. You can see the mesh for a steam grill right here, which is what I was working on for the forward section right here. So this is there's one here. I don't remember if there's one over here. Later on, all this becomes a watertight bulkhead on Olympic, so it's hard to tell anymore. You can see how reflective this window is. You can actually see the second class. You can see through to the what's directly next to the window in the library. You can see the curtains in the library, but you can also see reflecting the other part of the entrance. You can see a steward call button in the entrance. You can see the door in the entrance, and but you can see how reflective the glass is. It's pretty interesting. And then up here on the B deck level, you can see again how reflective the glass is. You can see it reflecting the other details of the entrance back here, but over here you can see outside. You can see this. You can see a little bit of a curve of the window that looks out from the second class smoke room right here, and you can see a tiny bit of the bracket, which is supporting the A deck girder for A deck above. So there's some neat details. You can see a little bit into the. I don't know. Is this the bar window or this is? Oh wait, no. This is the ladder. I'm sorry. This is the This is a Jacob's ladder to A deck right here. So some neat details to see in all photographs. And here are two paintings, are in the most awkward of places ever. I don't know what these are. I don't think they're deck plans. I don't know what they are. They're here, and I've always hated them. And did the aft mast have an interior ladder in the same way that the forecastle mast had to the crow's nest? It did not. It had ladders on the exterior of the mast, which led up to the lights that the running lights, the docking lights. I forget what they were called. They were lights to the mast lights. So. They weren't on the inside of the mast; they're on the outside of the mast. Here is the second class post, the mailbox basically. Right here is a sign which says letters. It's with brass letters that says letters right here. So it says LETTERS, and I'll tell you all, one of the most amazing things that was spotted in the wreck of Titanic, right by the bow of the ship on the port side, the Titanic version of this is sitting in the wreck. It says Letters. It's just sitting there, right by the bow of the ship. It says letters. I think you can find it. If I can find it on Google, I'm going to show you guys. I'm probably going to find, like, I'm probably going to search letters, and I'm going to find, like, yeah, the ship's name. I don't want to find the ship's name. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it, because if I can find wreck things on Google, I'm fine showing you guys, but I can't show you guys, like, things but yeah. Titanic wreck. Nope, I can't find that. But yeah, there's just right by the bow of the ship, there's this is right there. And it says letters. I mean, it could be, there's the possibility that there's a couple of other ones. I mean, I don't think it's the one, it could be one from I don't think it's the one from the lounge. I mean, there's a couple of other ones. In theory, there's a couple of other P.O. boxes. There's a crew P.O. box, according to the Britannic Specification Guide, that I don't know where that ever could have been. There's a P.O. box in the lounge that we've never been able to see a good photo of. That it could say letters. I'm sure it said letters. But knowing the lounge, it probably had a more ornate version of this, due to the fact that the lounge's push buttons are fancier than just a regular push button. It's not from any of the purser office, inquiry office mail slots, because they said letters, but they were different in their design, and one's on the first class inquiry office is on C deck, and that's deep in the ship, and the other one's on E deck. And no, we know which one now. We know what that looks like. It was in a brass, and it was like a flips slot. So I believe it was this one, and it probably like got pushed out somehow. So it could have been that one, or it could be a crew one, which I still haven't been able to find anywhere. But it does. The Britannic Specification Guide says there's a P.O. box for crew. Two P.O. boxes for crew. So there's a lot of things to look at in this photo for just to figure out for the ship. Like, why is this light bulb over here and this light bulb over here? Why are the lights not symmetrical? Very interesting. Why would they do this? Why would they do that? The Edwardians loved symmetry, and here you have things that are not symmetrical. Why would they do this? Oh, that's that. This is an area which is just like, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, here's what I was talking about before. Once again, we're going into research. So I believe these are early photos, because we still have these old signs. But this, you can see right here, this is a steam pipe for the heat that's connected to the side of the ship right here. You can see it's attached, and it's going over the frame for the door, I used to know what these are called because I used to know construction, is running to the other steam heat pipe right here. You can see the mesh on this side, just on the starboard side right here. So you'd have one on this side too, which are hidden by these, hidden by the, oh, it's this type of chair over here. Interesting. Interesting, it's this type of furniture. I didn't realize that. So I just think that this is not, the ship's not completely fitted out yet, and that it needs to have its grill, its mesh put in. Because I don't think they would ever not include that there, because you can't just dictate hot water to a steam pipe and say like, oh, this part of the steam pipe is not hot, and this part is. The water is going to go through, and it's going to be, it's steam. It's steam. So this part is going to be hot, and this part's going to be hot. The whole thing is going to be hot. So it's all going to be hot. I grew up in a house from, well, the house was from like according to according to, well, anyway, the house is at least 50 years old. And it has the radiators. It has radiators that were steam radiators, and all pipes connected to those steam radiators made noise and were hot. So if you touched them, if you dripped water on them, it would bubble. So they were very, very hot. So this pipe would burn you if you touched it. So you need to cover it. So it's hot. Trust me, it's hot. That's from experience. So I don't know if I want to go any further. Yeah, I don't want to go any further. So yes, this is the sea deck entrance. I wish they, I mean, I know they're showing off the lovely paneling here. There's many other things I wish they would show off besides the lovely paneling here. I wish they closed one of these doors so I can see where if they had an enunciation panel anywhere, like they did in first class, to say where the elevator was. I don't think they did. I think they just had a push button. That's it. Because I think it was very simple. I think they just had a call button for the elevator, and again, in front of the elevator, I think there'd only be a notice board, perhaps. This is, I'll show you now where we are. Let's go through the library. Right here. I think on B deck we actually have a clock right here. Hello, I'm a clock. On this deck we have a clock, and we have all of the distribution panels. I think down here we probably have just one distribution panel. I don't think we'd have a huge set like all these. And I think we have the notice board. I think that's stated somewhere. And or probably maybe like a distribution panel somewhere. We don't have a clock. We only have a clock on, I believe the specification guide says we only have a clock on B deck and the boat deck. And I think the boat deck one is probably going to be aft, like right here. I had a lot of fun thinking it was going to be like above the entrance to the elevator, and then I decided no, it's not going to be above the entrance to the elevator. I had a lot of fun. Oh, thank you, Robert. Have a good night. We'll see you again soon. So there's not much you can do with the second class entrance. There is something else fun in store for the boat deck level of the second class entrance, which you don't see here yet because I need to have the texture created for it, but there's something missing from here, and you don't see it yet. You don't see it yet, but Apparently, there was an earthquake in Australia. I hope everybody is okay. As in, like, the main part of Australia, like Sydney and Melbourne, Australia. Oh, I mean the Christian gamer, the dev streams. Let me talk about those. So let me click here. Where'd you go? So yeah, I mean, like, that's part of it. But yes, the dev streams. I'm trying to, like, hold you guys off during those. We're all, like, hands on. Well, everybody else in the team's hands on deck to try to get as much out or finish the alpha as soon as possible. Um, but But yeah, yeah, people are still working on it, and we have. I mean, like, it's tough to say this, but everybody else is still. Their life is going on. Like, James indeed did just get married, but there's people who have to focus on their actual job still. So James has to focus on his survival first, and one of the things that he's going to have to sacrifice for the time being is probably, like, the dev streams. We've jumped for the idea of me hosting a dev stream, but instead we decided to, like, have me, like, have little streams like this instead. Oh, Andrew, thank you for the $5. So I appreciate that, and I can confirm there was an earthquake in Australia. I have people there who just said there was an who have I have people who say there was one who live in Australia. So if anyone's there in Australia, be careful. We're hoping. I mean, it's tough. I mean, everybody on the team. This window. What is this window for? This window's fine. I think we might be done with the second. I mean, there's not much more to do with this right now. Everybody on the team has, like, a second job. It's one of the issues that we've always had to deal with THG, is because we pay. This is based off of the second class purchase office on eDeck, by the way. This little shelf right here. But one of the issues that we've had to have is that, you know, our funds that we do get goes to people that we are professionals, basically, that we hire to work on the game. And so to keep everybody else afloat, we have to have people who we basically have to survive ourselves. We're hoping that I'm going to delete these because I don't want to see this right now. One of the ways that we will continue on the game full time is once our alpha starts getting released and it gets much more attention, that the Patreon explodes. But you also notice that I'm streaming this. I'm gonna hide you all because I'm gonna load my I'm gonna load something else on SketchUp, I think. But you'll notice that I'm streaming not on Twitch right now. That's because we recently got Twitch, what's it called? Twitch not verified, Twitch affiliated, I guess. And we're looking at what to do with that. So we're interested to see, like, how to handle that, more or less, like how to take advantage of the Twitch affiliation, because we know, like, well, I know, I mean, I pretty much just watch Twitch constantly while I'm working on things. That's my source of entertainment, is watching Twitch streamers play the games I like. So, I know the benefits and the hardships of Twitch streamers and what can come out of it. And I'm trying to figure out, like, can we have THG become like a Twitch game? Can we, more or less, I'm gonna open the pantry. Can we turn Titanic Honor and Glory into like the game, like the game that has been made as in made on Twitch? Like that's our like our weird like our weird thing. Our catch is THG is the game that you can watch being made, basically in all aspects. Like, okay, you want to see, like, this is how, watch every aspect of this game being made, and then you'll actually see the game. But I don't want to do that until we actually have part of the alpha out, so we might not do that until, where the heck is the pantry? Until the alpha is first released. But at the same time, YouTube has its own version of like Twitch subs and everything to a degree, you know, YouTube memberships, and I'm like everything, or weighing the pros and cons with that. And if we do either of those things, it's going to be a lot more work, which at the time, you know, it doesn't seem like it's something that's, with everything else we're trying to accomplish and finish with the alpha, something we can do with what we need to have done. And I don't think everyone's as excited or as enthusiastic about it as like I am. And I really can't find the pantry model. I should just have a stream where I organize all my files, and I open up every single model and say, this one's old, and then I delete it. Or I move it to a folder where I don't have to load anything forever. Like, why do I just have a model called Linen Locker? It's Linen Locker. Oh, that model's called something inappropriate. It has a. Is this it? Is this the one? Okay, we're loading it. Is this the model? It is loading. But it's taking, like, it's gonna take a while. This one, if this is the right one. Okay, it's taking a long time to load, so it probably could be it. Oh, I don't see a chef's office complete. Well, I do see this. I haven't been here in 84 years. Okay, I see a lot of things I don't like anymore that I don't need to change. That's why I loaded this. Oh god, why did I like that? I don't want it to be matchstick. Oh, DDEX stresses me so much. Wait, is the galley store? Is the galley store sparred, or is it solid? Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Beast will donate to the game. So here we have the vegetable preparation area. You can tell because there's vegetables everywhere. um, this is clearly a bakery. This is clearly a butcher shop. At least I have windows. Where's that sink? Yeah, I promised you guys a kitchen sink, and I don't even have a kitchen sink. Oh. I did it. That's the worst kitchen sink ever. Luckily, we have right now people who are volunteering to make kitchens, to make a much more accurate and higher quality copper sink. You wouldn't even know it's copper. You would think this is like a marble sink. There is a second class bar right here. Oh no, wait, no, in the first class bar, which is right here, which is, I don't like anymore. There is a little tiny like cigar locker thing. The kitchen. Oh, that's a terrible joke, Arden. The kitchen. I mean, the kitchen does sink eventually. The kitchen does sink. So okay, so I need to at least I had here's hot presses. Oh look, there's a telephone here. Apparently there are 2 telephones in each pantry. Oh look, Kyle, I already had folding tables. Oh no, I didn't really technically have folding tables. Why did I open this? It just stressed me out so much. I have weird mushrooms for my steam producers. Jacksepticeye loves Titanic? Does he really? Man, he has such a... Well, he's Irish. Okay. I'm writing that one down. Jacksepticeye loves Titanic. Okay. What other streamers love Titanic? I'm gonna buy his coffee first, and then I'm gonna say, I love Titanic, you love Titanic, you're Irish, let's talk. Look at this lovely range. Oh, here's Rose's axe. Right now we had to use it for the for the bakers. So, I mean, I watched Jacksepticeye's video on, he played through, what's it called? Oh, darn it. The ship game that was a horror base, and it was the sequel to the game. It was a horror game that took place on an ocean liner, and it was clearly based on Titanic, and I forget what it was called. Layers of Fear 2, I think it was, and I watched this playthrough of it, and I saw all the references to Titanic in that game, and I thought, okay, if he's playing through this, he should play through just the THG level. I don't know, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna attack the streamers to why do I have this here? This doesn't belong here. This is a Tribulator. Go away. Yeah, it was Layers of Fears. I like that all the time. This needs to be leather, I think. Here's the chef's office. Was this here or was this over here? Oh, there's a bookcase right here, which I just made. The range is huge. This one doesn't have one of these hoists does not have a motor, which is very, very odd, isn't it? Unless it's like above or something. It's very peculiar. I hate these. I don't think this is here anymore. I think this needs to be a door. This is a door, right? What do I have in my plan? Zoom out. Yeah, I have doors there now. Yeah, we did something today. Oh, this needs to be steel, right? Yes. Sorry, you're steel. Oh no, I decided that you are not allowed to go down the E deck anymore. No more going down the E deck. Yeah, this area is just a total disaster. And luckily, D deck is not for a while. The hardest two decks of the ship. Well, the hardest area of the ship is to research. Is probably is probably just this area right here. Still, is this zone minus this area. This area is nice, actually. This area right here, this little hospital zone, is relatively is very good. It's funny how you could think that a hospital. I mean, I don't have the right tile anymore. I mean, this tile is correct, but the hospital is very simple compared to everything else in this hell. I mean, there's lots of photos, and there's comparably to other parts of the ship, there's photos and there's references and there's sketches and there's drawings and there's illustrations, but then you have but things don't add up because it's throughout different years and different times, and then you have and plans don't match other plans, and things evolve, and you have to try to figure out which year to go through, and which ones to which year to base your Titanic off of if you're making Titanic. That's why it becomes so difficult. Why do I have this here? For some reason, I have the most detailed shelf on a table. Oh yes, because I think this says it comes with a shelf, but I don't know why I did this. Oh, is Kyle still here? Kyle, are you here still? Kyle, I found a stool. Here's a stool. This is what a stool looks like. I don't know why I don't know why they needed a reference. This is the reference for a stool. I mean, you need any more references for a stool? It's a stool. But there you go. Have at it. It's a stool. Here's a desk. Except when you want to add a safe in it, just delete one side and stick a safe in it. This is where the safe goes. No, well, probably. I mean, I didn't model that stool. Someone else modeled that stool, and I copied their stool. But yes, this is where, I mean, we have the dimension. I'm trying to help the other team that's modeling parts of the ship, and they're asking for references. And one of those references is a desk that has a safe in it, and the safe was a safe that was recovered. Titanic safe. Oh, it's Cal's safe from the wreck site. You know, the restaurant safe. I don't know what's going to be shown on Google, and this is the one that was recovered from the wreck. I believe that's the restaurant safe. This guy is doing his best to. Oh, I guess yeah. This is the same. No, they're different safes. No, it's the same. Is this the same safe? I don't know, but one of these is the same safe. So we have the dimensions for the safe, and so the safe was incorporated into the desk, and the desk around it was. Is this the safe? No. I don't know. I don't trust Google for anything, but the safe is inserted into the desk, and you just it's just like that. That's how a safe fits into a desk. And that's how they access the safe hidden into the desk. And that is what is hiding. Zoom out. Zoom in. Right here. If you're in the restaurant, you have that little manager stand. And this is in demo 3 is why I'm talking about this. You have a little manager stand with the book that's right here with everybody's name. And you look here. And you can see this little office. You can see that there's a desk, but you can't look, and you can see there's stools here. You can't see anything else. There's a desk, and there's a safe hiding in the corner right here. And that safe is was recovered a decade ago, maybe a while back. But yes, it was found and recovered. And this is how the safe was. Integrated into the desk, just like this. And there's a couple of those. They did that a few times. They did this safe integration into desk in the purser's office on C deck. There's 2 safes in the purser's office, and there's I believe did they do it in the smoke room bar? Zoom out. Well, there's a safe in the smoke room bar as well. I don't remember if there's another safe. There's only a couple of safes. I feel like there should be more safes, but they're not mentioned anywhere in any catalogs or auction catalog. Well, auction catalogs and specification guides for the ship for Olympic and Titanic and for Titanic. So, ooh, what happened here? Why are you the way that you are? Oh, I see. I was changing something. Oh, no, you were right. You were wrong. Pardon me, sir. Everything's wrong. I gotta just change all that. Well, actually, I should go back and change. I didn't want to change any of this. I just wanted to explore this. I wanted to see what's going on in this file that I haven't opened in a long time. Because one of the things I need to go through and change for the sake of updating not gonna be able to find that in time. Kyle's not here, he's probably taking a shower. I wanted him to send me something. One of the things I need to change for the sake of Unreal Engine 5, these panels, the bane of my existence, we wish to add more detail to because we can, and I can quickly. Oh, look, the lounge pantry's over here. It's floating in space. Oh, spoiler alerts. Hang on. Okay, spoiler alert's gone. Lounge pantry is over here floating. Say hi to the lounge pantry and the maids in reception room pantry. But I want to, before we get into the interior of the ship, I want to replace these panels with more detailed versions, which we can do because right now, if you look, you can see that they're just 1, 2, 3, and it shouldn't be like that. And Kyle, in his genius, looked closely at the panels right here and noticed that the these are used all the time in first class cabins, second class cabins, and there's a version of these, a simplified version of these used in third class. But the corridor side and the cabin side of the panels, they differ slightly, and because we strived, oh, I'm losing my voice, but they have differences, ever so slightly differences. So we want to be able to put them in, and I can change them really easily because in SketchUp I can just change one component and it changes all of them because I have them as components. So let me load this one. If I click this, you can see them over here. I just change this one and it will change a bunch of them, which is the nice beauty of doing it in SketchUp first, because I made everything as components. And so I can go into my corridor model for B deck and fix them all lickety split. So I have to have Kyle make me a nice version of the corridor paneling and the cabin paneling first, with the proper scallop, the proper molding here, because he made this, and then I can change all that and it will be thrown into the engine just in time for the next area of the release, and that'll be fun. If we stream that, I'll definitely need to have Kyle there so he can talk and I can focus on it, because yes, indeed, as someone said, and I've stated, ooh, this is an interesting view. It takes me a bit to be able to. Ooh, what am I doing over here? I'm inventing things that I'm going to delete later. It takes me a while. It takes a lot of effort for me to talk and work on stuff. It's just easier for me to talk, and there needs to be a bracket here or something. It takes me a while. It's easier for me to just talk and move around, but if I actually have to model something and focus on it, I can't do it. So that's what there's no poly police anymore. We've defunded the poly police. Excuse the expression, but I mean, like, with Unreal Engine 5, we kind of have, to a degree. Ooh, floating shelf. Literally, this is literally it's a literal floating shelf. You thought you had a floating shelf? We got a floating shelf. This is a floating shelf. It's a floating shelf, ladies and gentlemen. I want to add a locker somewhere here. Oh, what, Kyle? You're waiting to join the stream? No, you're not. It doesn't say anything about you. Oh, shit. I mean, oh, sugar, you are. Well, talk.
Watch your gosh darn diddly mouth.
Well, you surprised me.
And can anyone hear me?
They should be able to. I don't know. I heard you. Let's see. That confirmation, Kyle's here.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Everyone can hear me. That's great. I have nothing interesting to say. I just decided to join here and annoy Matt.
That's good.
Yeah. Potato Mike.
Yeah, you usually sound good. You don't sound good right now.
Uh-oh. I must not be on the right microphone.
I don't think you are on the right microphone. You sound like you're on a... Hey, you sound like you're on a,
Yes.
Oh, dear. You sound like you're on a webcam microphone, or a underwater microphone.
Probably. I will try something here. I might need to leave. I am going to
This is not
settings.
fair. I was about
Oh,
to I
hold
was
on.
about to leave at 8 o'clock. My
I've
voice
got
is going.
something. I've got something. How about now?
Oh, I think you sound better.
Do I? Do I sound better?
Yes, you sound better.
Oh, good.
No more potatoes. Even though there's well, there isn't actually a potato room on D deck. Yeah, I don't. You know, there's.
I'm just trying.
Yeah, I don't. Oh my goodness! I have. Oh, there's things over here that. What is this big table? What was this? Oh, this is. Oh, I know what this is. This is the second class pantry table.
Oh, nope, that's not working.
Maybe I have
dear.
to turn down my sound over here, my Jazz. Bye bye, Jazz.
All right.
That's what this is. This was my second class pantry table in the center of the room thing. I don't like it anymore. This is the big piece. Oh, this is
There
the
we
big
go.
piece?
What big piece? What big piece? That's not quite the big piece. The big piece
It's
is
the
over
little
that.
big piece.
It's the little big piece. It's the little piece in Florida. Yeah.
Is this? I think the little big piece is one of these windows. Part of this right here.
Yeah, part of it. Part of it. Just
I
a
don't know
little
which
bit.
one. One of these are, yeah.
What are those deals?
Yeah, I have deals. I have deals.
That's a good deal.
It's a good deal. I don't remember if I think on my plan I have the galley store as solid steel. I don't remember. I don't know if I need to. Someone check when.
You know what? When I was looking at the photo of the galley that looks right at this area,
Yeah.
I could see the porthole through there, through the galley store rooms. So I was confused as to whether or not anything was there. So maybe it's just bars.
So it is starred. It's sparred bulkhead. Okay, so it is like this. So
Yeah,
it
it
is all
must be.
sparred.
Yep.
Okay. I gotta
Because you can
change that on the
see.
plan.
Yeah, because you can see that porthole right through it. So yeah.
So, yes, that's why I did do it originally. Okay, so I knew. Well, let's change that before I forget.
I was wondering why they would have sparred steel on there. I'd figure maybe just because of the light from the portholes. It's just let it in.
I guess so. Pooh. Oh, that's not as easy as I thought right now. Whatever. I guess it is, but yeah. And then I have this. I was rereading some things today, and I don't think there's dishwashing machines. There's a lot of dishwashers on Titanic.
Automation killing jobs.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Olympic 1911 didn't have that room. Didn't have the storeroom. That's an interesting point too. She didn't have this room on Olympic.
Maybe that's why I didn't see it in the photo.
Yeah, that's one thing.
These ships are confusing. I hate them.
That's why I was saying to everybody before is that you can't just. There's like 90. I'm exaggerating. There's like a dozen different plans of the galley in the pantry, and from 1911 to the end of her life, and there's different from every year. and it's frustrating. None of them match. And regarding the dishwashing machines, there's no indication on any plan of Olympic except for the ones from the 30s or the late 20s. I forget which one, 22 or whatever. That show a dishwashing machine. Yet, I always say yet. Every Cunard, Lusitania and Aquitania have dishwashing machines in these. When I say dishwashing, plate washing, called plate washing machines. You fill a basket with plates, and you basically just you take you move in the plates, and you lift the plates up by hands and you drop them into sinks, and the sink water is heated, and there's pumps that shoot the water through. It's a dishwashing machine, but it's like a big contraption. And Lusitania and Aquitania have them for every single one of their pantries on the ship. They have them for the first and second and third class dining rooms. Aquitania has it for her grill room. But the problem is that that Titanic doesn't have Titanic and Olympic does not have it mentioned in her specification guides. It's not mentioned ever when they talk about the Henry Wilson. Henry Wilson provided all of the cooking apparatuses for the ship. Henry Wilson provided the giant range, the steam ovens, the steam pots right here, the hot plates right here, the bain maries as they're called, everything, even the toasters and the dough mixers. But Henry Wilson also made dishwashing machines, plate washing machines, but they were not listed as providing them for Olympic and Titanic. So did they not provide it for Olympic and Titanic? Did they not have it? And then, of course, Olympic and Titanic's crew muster lists have plate washers and glass washers listed as part of the crew lists. And so did they just not decide to have these machines as part of the equipment? And what's further frustrating is that Oceanic, an older White Star Line ship, but one of the most famous and well traversed, and probably one of the most popular White Star Line ships, had a plate washing machine in her first class pantry. And so if Oceanic had a plate washing machine, you would imagine that Olympic, which is, for all intents and purposes, was a larger version of Oceanic, would have a plate washing machine as well. But it's still, again, not listed anywhere. And when you think about all of the plates that were used every night in the first, not just the first class dining room saloon, but there's a lot of chairs. There's a lot of people, passengers. There's a lot of passengers in this room, and there is a heck of a lot of passengers in these rooms too, in these dining saloons. So what is this line? What is this? Oh, I know what that is. So there's a lot of areas where you'd think a plate washing machine would just save time and money in the long run, where you would have, the plate washing machine also advertised that it would save money by would prevent breakage, because human error would from every so often cause the dropping of a plate. While you're washing a plate, you would break the fine china, so it would occur. it's very peculiar, very odd that they would not provide these plate washing machines. So, at the end of the day, we're still, I believe, creating the plate washing machines. We're modeling the plate washing machines, and if they aren't if they aren't included in the final game, well, c'est la vie, because we won't know what to be. It is what it is. We won't have them, but it's just it's sad, but we'll it could be cool if we can, because we like to have these fun little like like vintage Edwardian Victorian devices in there, but we will only put what we are certain are in there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's one plate washer, dishwashing, whatever you want to call it, from Olympics auction catalog from the 30s in this room, when this room was extended and created into a larger dishwashing place. But there's no mention back in like 1911, 1912, when Titanic would have sailed, that there was a plate washing machine. So I'm not sure. Oh, I do have it in here. Sorry, I do have a larger table. I might copy that for its doors and drawers. Not sure what to do with that yet. I mean, there are places on deck plans which don't say dresser, which could be a dishwashing machine, but maybe they made their own version of a dishwashing machine. I don't think so. Maybe they found a different company for a dishwashing machine. I don't think so. I can't imagine that they wouldn't go with Henry Wilson when they used every other version, when they did every other type of appliance from them. Isn't that right, Kyle?
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I was just complaining about dishwashing machines. I gotta change these beds too. Luckily, these beds are found in the wreck.
Dishwashers, they're machines. They sit there. You put your dishes in them. They clean them. They're doing the best they can. Don't complain about them.
I won't. We gotta change these bunks too. If you want to see what a hospital bunk looked like, turn to page, I don't know. Turn to one of the pages in Robert Ballard's Titanic book. You'll see them. They're in there. It doesn't look like these. But one of the pages in Robert Ballard's Titanic has a hospital bunk on the sea floor. I'm gonna find it because I have it with me, and he says it's a cabin. He doesn't know. Well, they didn't know what it was at the time, but we figured. But Dan Klissinger figured out what it was. It's on page Balderdash. It's on page. Hang on. Hold. It's on page. For God's sake. Where's cabins? I'm gonna find it. The hospital bunk from the Titanic is on page. I didn't make this up. I know what's in here. It's not in this section. It must be in the other section beforehand. I was just reading it because I found it. It's on page 151. In the Discovery one, and in the Robert Ballard's Titanic. I don't know which one. It's the bigger book. It's the hardcover. Well, it's usually hardcover. So it's on the page. It's called Robert Ballard's Titanic. It's on page 150, 151. He calls it a. I mean, he labels it as this plain third class or crew headboard provides a strong contrast to the more elegant enameled footboard shown in A. It's F. Because it's actually a hospital berth, and we know that for a fact because it matches. It matches exactly. I don't think I have it on me. Well, goodbye. If I have it, I'll show it to you. If I don't have it, I can't show it to you yet. Story of my life. If I have it, I'll show it. If I don't have it, I can't show it. It matches a Hoskins and Sewell, which is the name of the company that created a lot of the berths, beds. It matches their cot beds for hospitals. Exactly. So, and if it matches their cot beds for not a sick bay, but it matches their cot beds for hospitals, then that's a match. And I don't think I have it. I think it was shared with me by Dan, so I don't think I can share it. But I can give you an example of a similar one from what I have in my collection of things I paid for, so I can show on stream. So sorry, that's how I can share things. It's like I don't have it, but I can show it to you because I have it and I paid for it in a different way. It's similar to oh sugar. Is this it? Did I actually have it? I think I actually had it. I think I actually had it. I think I actually had it. Hang on. I said it was on page 151. I think this is it. Oh, this is it. This is the hospital bed. This is the hospital bed from the Titanic's wreck. I found it. There we go. I found it. I did have it. This is the hospital bed on page 151 of it's just the tiniest little thing of Robert Ballard's Titanic, and it's difficult to see, but it matches the headboard. Again, page 151. So this is one of Titanic's hospital beds, or excuse me, one of her cot beds, and sometimes they're bunk beds. Sometimes there's one on top of the other, and this is how they would be stacked. So you have this stacked in the hospital, which is very odd looking, and this is what they would be like and stacked. So you have either this version or this version. So here they are. This is what we have in the hospital, and this is why I have to remake it, because I was using a version that was totally wrong from elsewhere in the ship, from older photographs. I think I was using a version of Aquitania's Hospital, but why would I use Aquitania's Hospital when I have Titanic? So now I have to recreate this hospital bunk cot bed right here. This is it, and you can see right here, this is a plain strong cot berth. chiefly for hospital quarters and is frequently used in conjunction with one of our swing cots. And this is a swing cot right here. Swing sick bay cot. For the accommodation of the more serious cases, the lee rails fold down. This is the lee rail right here. It's folded down. The metalwork is generally enameled white. So yes. Now let's not have any canard bashing. Well, I wasn't canard bashing. I was just saying that. Canard and White Star. See, look at they're friends. They're right next to each other. They're friends. See, I think I was using this. The irony is I was using similar style of cots cot bed design that the exact same company was making. Giving everybody a seizure, I hope. I apologize. Oh darn, it's somewhere else here. But yes, they make a bunch of different beds, and it's one of them that we have to redesign. So yeah, but it's just a neat little design thing to show you guys that there's that, you know, research is always a thing that we take priority over. So if, for example, if we had found something in an area that's already released and it's an asset that we can remake and replace, and it's not like the whole area has to be redesigned, like for example, if we discovered that the entire hospital was wrong, for instance, and it wasn't just a texture change, I don't know, like we couldn't just replace the flooring with a new carpeting. I'm just giving you a wild example. We had to redesign like the wall layout was different. We just had to replace the beds again. Another example, we had to replace these beds with wooden beds because we've discovered some new information. If it was something simple like that, where we could just recreate an asset and then just in the next patch or the next alpha release, just swap them out. That's something that we could easily change because the research was updated. The same with like texturing could be, like I said, like changing the carpet or changing the flooring is just a quick patch update. But if it is something that's a huge change, like if we did discover like the entire layout, entire room, the entire bulkheads of a space need to be modified, that's something that we're going to have to like figure out like how much time it will take, and if it's worth like going back and like spending all the resources to change and stopping the like pipeline production to work on to stall everything until or if we should go back to it afterwards or dedicate some other people to fix, depending on how big of a change it is. But we have this dedication to get the ship as right as possible, because that's what we've been talking about for years, and that's what we've been taking our time for years to get right, with the amount of detail that we've been putting into this for years. Yeah, that's why when we have outside people working on things, we're going to review the models after they finish it before we say, okay, check that off the list, it's done, we can move on. So it's there's still very much, and where to get that book? That book was for sale on eBay from a reputable source, and I didn't buy the book, but I paid them to take photographs of all the images of the book for me for my own personal references, so I could just have the pictures as a reference before they sold the book. So I was like, can I have pictures of it just for the can I just have it for my own reference material, and you can, you're still able to sell the book, you get like an extra profit basically. And they were like, yeah, sure. And then I found out afterwards that somebody else had it on our research team and was sharing it, and I was like, oh darn it, I wasted some money, but still it's good to have. Oh my goodness. Kyle, how are you? Are you still there? Are you still there, Kyle? Are you still there, Kyle? I think Kyle is gone.
Boo.
Yeah. That's good. Good. Thanks for joining, Kyle. I want to thank everyone else for joining. I'm going to be heading out soon because I'm supposed to run to the store, specifically a Walgreens, and I'm not sure when they close because I have to get something for my housemates, and I don't want to miss it before it happens. But and I have a coupon for it. I save $1 on any product. But thank you for joining me, Kyle. I'm going to, if you join me again, and if you do more of the talking, I'll be able to get more things done. I'm not putting any pressure on you, but I'm just saying.
Oh, no pressure at all. No pressure at all. No pressure.
Yeah, but you know, when I have to talk and I have to like model at the same time, I can't. It's hard for me to do it, and all I do is I just go around in circles. I literally go around in circles while I try to talk.
To be fair, that would be me as well if I ever did streaming.
I know. That's why I said there needs to be two of us here at the same time, because if one person can do the talking while the other person's actually modeling, and then it should be easier for the person doing the modeling because then they can actually focus while the other person's kind of talking and interacting with people. Which is what I said. Which is what I've been saying. You know, it takes the pressure off. So something to consider. Is this supposed to be like that? Yeah, it is. So I think that's something to consider. I'd be able to do a lot more of those panels without having to go insane. I don't think I did anything in here, actually. I don't even think I'm going to save this model. Yeah, I don't think this... I think this stool is bad. I think this stool needs, like, some sort of support brace. But it's a stool. I mean... You know, this is the stool that's for everybody working on the stuff. But this stool was used in the Turkish bath. If I sat on this stool, it would wiggle. I also think that the thing that I want to put in the restaurant pantry would work nicely here, perhaps. Wait, does that fit here? Wait a minute. That doesn't work. Yeah, that's 20 feet. That's not how big it is. I'm setting myself up for those jokes. I wanted these things here. These big round racks for hanging pots and not hanging things. Yeah. I want one of these hanging things right here, above. Yeah. I like that. These puns are annoying. I had a great idea for a new video last night while I was trying to sleep, because that's what I do, and I didn't sleep forever because of it. And I haven't told anybody yet. I haven't told anybody on the team either. It was a video because I start videos and I never finish them. It's a video called like about like the odd jobs on Titanic for her crew. Like, you know, we all know trimmers. We all know. I actually really enjoy puns, by the way, Chris. But you know, we all know firemen. We all know stokers and engineers and officers. However, but you know, there's jobs that only like one person had that are just very bizarre. You know, there's just one person who manned the telephone exchange. There's just one person who had, I think there's just one person, one or two people who had to go around and clean all the windows. There's one person. There's a job called boots, and it's not what you think it means unless you're a very old British person. It's actually a department called the Boots Department, and it's not for shining boots, because that's what the stewards did. So I had more of these and I forgot what they were. There's there's a lot of like the printers. There's only two printers. There's only one woman in the crew who was not a stewardess, more or less. There was she worked in the a la carte restaurant as the cashier, I believe. There was a page boy in the restaurant. Yeah, the donkey man. That one's very odd. There were 4 bellboys in first class. That's an odd job, because they were like 16, 17 years old, I believe. One was 14. I think he lied. I'm not sure. I think that was maybe an urban legend. I'm not sure. There's interesting like odd jobs. By the way, the boots department, the head bootsman, they're basically the cleaners of the ship. They go around and they like make sure the corridors are clean, the grand staircase is clean. They make sure everything is clean. Apparently, boots is an old British term for a servant, or so I read. I didn't know that off the top of my head. I had to read that in a Titanic book, that boots meant that you go and you clean things, a cleaner or a servant. So that's what boots meant. There's just one librarian for second class. There's the gym instructor. There's the squash racket court instructor. There's one baggage master, who, if a first class passenger was very adamant they needed to go and get something from the baggage hold, they could demand that they go and get their luggage that they put in the baggage hold, even though they didn't want it. But they're first class. I really want that shawl that I put in the baggage hold. Please go get it. And they're like, all right, I'll go down and get it, because that's what I do. So there's a couple of just odd tasks or odd jobs that I think. I'm sorry, I was reading my list, my notes from when I did this, that I think are interesting enough that could be discussed in something. Even something just like a stenographer. People didn't expect back then that that there's a stenographer on board a ship, because that's something that was necessary back in 1912 more than it is today. And then of course, if you think about all of the different men, unnecessary. Sorry, they were all men. Necessary for cooking and preparing the food, and you didn't have just chefs and cooks. You had sommeliers, and you had specific vegetable cooks and bird cooks, and exactly coffee man. You had very, very specific roles, and you had them all. You had a wine man. So there's very you had deckmen, you had lamp trimmers. I think it's just an interesting, because a lot of these terms we have no idea what they mean if you're a modern day person who doesn't live by a port, perhaps. So I think that's interesting enough. But the Grand Staircase video I actually have to talk about with the team tomorrow morning. Well, specifically like Derek, because I kind of want to. I mentioned it to him, but I don't want to use the same. I don't want to keep using the same in-game footage again and again for the Grand Staircase. Breaking news: an earthquake magnitude of 6.0 has struck Melbourne in southern Australian authorities say. That's a big earthquake. But I don't want to keep using the same.
Did you just say Melbourne? Did you just say Melbourne?
Melbourne.
I'm pretty sure it's Melbourne, like without like Melbourne, like kind of.
Melbourne. I don't know Melbourne.
I don't know. It's
I don't know. Where's Chris? Ask him. Melbourne.
somebody asked Chris.
Melbourne.
Are there any Australians here?
Melbourne. Well, there's not. It's Melbourne. Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Excuse me.
Oh.
Excuse me for being American. Melbourne.
Welcome to the podcast where we teach you how to pronounce Australian city names.
Right. Melbourne. I didn't turn on my accent. Melbourne. But yes. I totally lost my train of thought. I want to have new footage for the Grand Staircase video. And I want to record it myself because I don't want to take time away from anybody else in the team. So long story short, yes, I still have it on my agenda. I have it all written up. That's the problem. I have it all written up. And are we keeping these doors? Yes, we are. So very much so. But we will keep you up to date on that and all like real developments happening with ooh, why aren't these columns connected? I'll figure that out. Oh, I gotta change where my columns are placed actually. I will answer you, Fat God, that it's 100% of all interior, including all the rooms you can access, including like all storerooms, cargo holds, coal bunkers, etc. As much as we possibly can get. Not all at once though, in bits and pieces as we go. That's the thing. This is an old one. That as much as we can get to. In time. It's not the biggest ship in the world anymore, but it's still a big ship. It's still a big ship, as you can see. So, she's still a big boat. Daddy is a ship. You're right. I will wish you all a good night or a good morning. I mean, if you're in Australia or anywhere in Asia, good morning, and I hope you're all doing well. But I'm going to wrap things up, and I'll let you know soon when the next live stream is.
THG
I'm
soon.
going to. What's that?
THG soon.
THG soon. No, it'll be regular soon, not THG soon. But I'm gonna wrap things up. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, it's early in the morning. Don't be worried. Walgreens better not be closed now. Close at 10 p.m. I have an hour and a half. Okay, I'm still good actually. I was actually really concerned about that. I was really concerned about that. But yeah. Thank you guys for showing up, enjoying. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and thanks for the support, everybody. I mean, as much as I just ramble on and go around in circles, I got some things done. I'm gonna move them. I'm gonna move what I did here onto my plans too. So that's some good things. And as always, because I have to make sure, make sure we always do this because I forget about it all the time. If you want to keep continuing to support us, which you guys have been awesome doing, but I know this is a thing that we have to keep doing just because. If you want to just support us still, and I know a lot of you do, and it's very appreciated, just check us out again on Patreon. And for a Patreon perk coming up, I'm gonna send in the mail something a little different soon, I believe, than usual. Something a little different, I think. Just something a little different. So just a little different. So again, thank you guys. I'm gonna check the mail. Yeah, I have some message. I have some things to reply to. But until then, until next time, thanks for the support. Again, guys, and patience, and we will talk to you all very soon. Until next time, I'm not gonna hit the exit button because I don't have a video ready to go. But I will see you all later. Kyle, I'll talk to you soon, I guess.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.